We aren't far away from the Made by Google event on August 13th, and we've seen a ton of leaks and rumors about what Google could be showing off at this launch. We've already seen things like the new Google TV streamer, which you can pick up for $99, and that's going to replace Chromecast. And we've seen the new Google thermostat, but I feel like this was just the starter that's made me hungry for that main course. And we're pretty certain we're going to get 4 new Pixels, we're going to get some new Pixel Buds and a new Pixel Watch. So we'll go through everything that we expect to see at that event, but let's start with the Pixel Watch. The most exciting rumor that we've heard so far is that we finally might get a choice of size when you want to pick one of these up. And this is pretty certain after we saw a leaked promo video for the new Google Pixel Watch 3. Since the first generation, the only size you've been able to get is that 41mm, but now with the Pixel Watch 3, finally we're going to be able to get a 45mm version as well. Because of that promo video and the renders that we've seen over the last few months, it's given us a really good idea of what this might look like, and it looks a lot like the Pixel Watch 2. However, those bezels will be getting a little bit smaller. The 41mm watch will have that same 1.2-inch display, but the bezel will have shrunk to 4.5mm, which means a 10% larger display. And then the bigger Pixel Watch 3 XL, that screen size will be 1.45 inches, and that will get a 40% larger screen compared to the smaller variant. Where we might see quite a big upgrade is on the display itself. Now, on the Pixel Watch 2, the peak brightness here is 1000 nits, but on the Pixel Watch 3 and the Pixel Watch 3 XL, it's going to double, and we're going to get 2000 nits of peak brightness, which is a really nice welcome addition. There's also more than one report suggesting that the Pixel Watch 3 will get, finally, ultra-wideband support. And we were meant to get this on last year's Pixel Watch 2, but they removed it at the last second. But a source inside Google has claimed to Android Authority that it will be there. We're not exactly sure what this will be used for yet, but it could be a good chance to get car key support, and it will also give us improved location tracking if you were to lose your watch and needed to find it through that Find My Device app. In terms of the colours and watch bands, there's quite a few that we have to pick from this year. The main case of the watch is just going to be silver, gold and black on both sizes, and there could potentially be a Hazel exclusive to the 45mm version. In terms of the 4 active bands, the only colour that is going to be exclusive to the smaller 41mm version is going to be rose quartz. And then the woven band that you can see, the exclusive colours to the 41mm version here will be bay and sage. And when it comes to that stretch band, this might only be available for the smaller Pixel Watch 3, so the 41mm version, and not the bigger Pixel Watch 3 XL. The Pixel Watch 3 will boast up to 24 hours of battery with that always on display, and up to 36 hours with the battery saver mode, and there'll be 20% faster charging compared to the Pixel Watch 2, which is never a bad thing. There's some new software changes coming, like Nest Doorbell camera feed right on the watch face, and a new morning brief feature which will summarize things like key health and fitness data every single morning. And if you have a Pixel Watch already, your watch bands will fit the 41mm version, but when it comes to that 45mm version, none of your watch bands that you have already will fit that watch. We're pretty certain that we're going to see some Pixel Buds at the Made by Google event, and these could be the new Pixel Buds Pro 2. It's been a few years since we saw the original Pros, so what can we expect from the new iteration? Well, not a huge design change for one, but I don't really mind that too much. The Buds 2 will pretty much look the exact same, but they will have slightly bigger speaker grills and some fixed wingtips, presumably to help them just stay locked in place a bit more. The charging case also seems to be the exact same for one small difference. Now, there was a case leak through from Spigen. This showed a cutout at the bottom which looked like it could be for a speaker that might just help you find the case if it's lost by playing in noise, so you can locate it a little bit easier. Again, like everything at this Made by Google event, we've had some leaks of the colours, and the leaked colours for the Pixel Buds Pro 2 are hazel, porcelain, wintergreen and peony. But besides what I've already mentioned, there isn't a huge spec leak for the Pixel Buds Pro 2, which means that there might just not be a lot to leak. I just hope that the battery capacity of the case and the earbuds outside the case lasts a little bit longer, because on the current ones, they're just not that great. Now let's get to what are going to be the stars of the Made by Google event, and that is the 4 Google Pixels that we're going to see. We'll see a Pixel 9, a Pixel 9 Pro, a Pixel 9 Pro XL, and a Pixel 9 Pro Fold. But let's just focus on phones that don't fold for a second. We've seen the Pixel 9 Pro teased by Google, but we've also seen loads of renders and even hands-on video with an apparent Pixel 9 and Pixel 9 Pro already comparing it to some older Pixels. So there isn't actually much left to surprise us at this point, but it does at least confirm that we're going to be getting that new design change on the Pixels. It'll be a more boxy feel to the Pixel 9, the Pro and the Pro XL with that new redesigned camera visor on the back. And in terms of how the 9 Pros will feel and look, we expect them to have a matte texture on the back and come in the colors of obsidian, porcelain, hazel and rose quartz. The regular Pixel 9 will come in green, obsidian, porcelain and peony and have that glossy feel just like the Pixel 8. And when I started seeing all these leaks and renders of how the new Pixels will look, I actually didn't think it looked that great, but the more time I've spent having a look at it, I'm actually really excited for this new design change. In terms of specs, we expect each of the new Pixels to come with the new Tensor G4, which according to leaks doesn't sound like it's going to be a massive upgrade over this year's Tensor G3. Our sources have also claimed that there will be a new Samsung 5400 modem, which is rumored to be 50% more power efficient than the current one in the Pixel 8s. And of course, when it comes to Google and their Pixel phones, there's always huge leaks, and we had one for the Pixel 9s as well. And this was some marketing material which told us a lot. The base Pixel 9 coming with 12 gigs of RAM and the Pros coming with 16 gigs of RAM. And we also saw the display sizes. So the base Pixel 9 will be a 6.3-inch display, and then for the Pros, the smaller Pro will be 6.3 inches and that larger Pro XL will be 6.8 inches. There's also rumors that the new displays on the Pixel 9 Pros are going to be the Samsung M14 OLED tech. So that means that we're going to get even bigger, brighter displays than we had on some older devices. The Pixel 9 could get 1800 nits of peak brightness, and then the two Pixel 9 Pros getting 2050 nits of peak brightness. There's going to be a big upgrade to the fingerprint reader, and all the Pixel 9s are going to be getting the ultrasonic fingerprint reader, and I'm really excited about this. This should be Qualcomm Sonic Gen 2 that's in the S24 Ultra, and that's an absolute beast. So if it comes to the Pixel 9s, I will be really happy. And this is mostly because at night, if you use the fingerprint reader at the moment on the Pixel 8 Pro, it gives you this blinding flash of light which just wakes you up. So it'd be really nice to not have that when we get ultrasonic fingerprint readers. But this won't come to the Pixel Fold, as that will still have that side-mounted fingerprint reader. And talking of that Pixel Fold, again, we know a lot about this. We've also had this teased by Google, but we've seen this for a long time already. The design is going to slightly differ, with the three of those cameras being in the top corner, where you're going to have a flash and a microphone all in that same housing. The dimensions of the Pixel 9 Pro Fold are also very different to those of the original Fold, and this means that the Pixel 9 Pro Fold will be slightly taller and thinner than the original, and this was confirmed in pictures showing the phone from literally every angle you could want to see it from, and for good measure, it was being measured. For display size, it's going to be 6.8 inches on that cover display, and on that folding display, it will be 8 inches, and it will use Google's Super Actua display. We'll get 1800 nits of brightness on that cover display and 1600 nits of peak brightness on that folding display. And just like the rest of the Pixel 9s, it'll have the Tensor G4, and this one will start at 16 gigs of RAM. And of course, when it comes to colors, we have seen this leaked as well, but it's not that exciting for the Pixel Pro Fold. There's just two colors. We're going to get this in porcelain and obsidian. There's a downside though to the Pixel Pro Fold, and for whatever reason, it turns out that the battery has got smaller. The Fold is going to get a smaller battery capacity, so it's going to drop from 4727 milliamp hours, which we had on the original Fold, and this year it's going to be 4560 milliamp hours. But there is something that's even more surprising than that these Pixel 9s, they're not going to ship with Android 15 that's currently in beta. Each one of these is going to ship with Android 14. There is though meant to be a ton of new software features coming, like satellite SOS in the US, a Pixel screenshots feature that will let you search screenshots using Gemini and saves information that you might want to remember later, just to make searching them just a little bit easier. And there's also going to be an Add Me feature where you can take two group selfies and merge them together. That way everyone is in the photo at the same time, even though you might have needed someone in that photo to take that photo. I'm sure that at that Made by Google event on August 13th, there's still going to be a ton of new software updates which we've not mentioned here. And even though we know all the big hardware announcements that are coming, it still might be worth watching the event just in case Google try to surprise us with something that hasn't leaked already. Let us know in the comments though what you think of all of the leaks ahead of that Made by Google event. We just wanted to give you something that wrapped everything up into one little video. But if you do want to read more about the leaks and roundups, then just head over to the Android Authority website and you'll find the links for that in the description below. But before you do that, make sure you subscribe to the Android Authority YouTube channel, and if you do that, then I will see you later.